Welcome to the Kachina project of Aisinai'pi, or Writing on Stone. This is a creative exploration of where Plains Indigenous people have carved and painted their visions and stories for thousands of years on the sacred limestone cliffs in southern Alberta. I am Adele Goodwin of Edmonton, and I traveled to this Canadian National Historic Site and UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2021 as part of a spiritual journey that I call a spirit canoe, where we drum and send prayers for personal and world healing. We camped along the banks of the Milk River, sleeping at the foot of massive rock formations. While there, I took hundreds of pictures of the mysterious textures, configurations, and colors of the stone. I had in mind creating some sort of totemic collage. A year later, I sorted, printed, and manually trimmed about 200 of these images. Here is an example of how one image can be mirrored and rotated to create many different effects. This means that I need to listen to which configuration wants to come forward, and that the same image can be used in other ways. Laying them out on tall panels revealed that at least 4 beings were coming to life, and some stories were emerging from the rock and the landscape. It was a fascinating puzzle. Even though they were all being created from rock images, they settled into the elements of fire, earth, water, and air. I started having dreams about them and learned that they want to be called Kachinas, and that an offering would need to be made in order to use this name. A Kachina is known as an ancestral spirit of the Pueblo people. There can be more than 500 of these spirits, and they act as intermediaries between humans and the gods. They are also called life givers, or divine spirits present in features of the natural world such as clouds, stars, creatures, and rain, and they are intrinsic to many creation stories. These beings are not worshipped, but are respected and acknowledged to be interdependent and as deserving of existence as we are. In each panel, the Kachina dance between lower world and upper world sections in their unique ways. For example, the soaring spirit has connections to both the earthly night flyers like owls and the mythic thunderbird beings in the heavens. Their heads reveal some of their senses in the world and methods of connection to higher knowing, while their exposed chest cavities bring a recognition that they are beyond mortal. Lower down, we see that each wear a ceremonial shenty, or loincloth, that emphasizes their identity and expression. The mandalas between their legs are symbolic of their quantum nature. We will now meet these first 4 Kachinas, along with images of the original rocks from which they emerged. I also sat with each of them and listened for some of their poetic stories. The first is Prairie Sun God. He who is baking sun on desiccated rock, where crevices harbor rattler, bird, and pack rat. Arrogant and invincible, he commands respect. His passionate dance burns the skyline, well past his descent in the evening sky. In the dawn, he reignites the flame of hope in all living creatures. The next Kachina is River Goddess. She who has carved the stone with eons of raging torrents now has a grassy fringe on her banks and is deceptively demure. Her voluptuous curves dance towards the ocean, guiding and dividing, cleansing and soothing. She who holds mysterious depths and pockets filled with life kisses all who come to drink from her shining lips. Next is Grassland Warrior. Tucked into the shadows, he waits. His awareness sees in all directions at once. His food, his clothing, and his tools come from the land and the creatures. He reaches past his own heaving breath and thudding heart for an unguarded yip, a crunching step, or a change in the wind. The ancestors guide him to victory through his dreams, stories, and ceremonies, through his blood and the dust of their bones beneath his feet. Now the soaring spirit Kachina. In a pile of twigs and bleached bones on a rocky ledge, she lays her eggs and keeps protective watch. Her flute-like cry sends all eyes skyward. As her shadow sweeps across the land, rodents take cover. She dances around the dead with coyote and bear. Nothing is wasted and the babies are fed. Her hollow bones and strong sensitive feathers allow her to dance with the cloud beings and carry our prayers to the gods. Thank you for journeying with me to experience the wonder of the Kachina of Aisinai'pi. I welcome your insights and related stories and can be reached at adele@shamanescape.com.